and welcome to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you've joined us today. We're going to continue with those strong warrior poses that we've been working on the past couple of classes. But today we're going to do most of our class from a standing position. But just remember, if at any time you're not feeling comfortable or you want to sit back down, that's fine. Just keep moving with us, right? You can keep doing those same poses from a seated position. So later on this afternoon, we'll be uploading this video to YouTube, to our Bottoms Down Chair Yoga YouTube channel. And you can access all the videos there that we've done to date. Make sure that you give us a subscribe, and that way you won't miss any videos. All right. So we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and move a little bit forward in our chair. We're going to think about pulling that belly button to the spine. So we want to go ahead and get that activation going from the center of the body. We're going to actively think about pulling the shoulders down out of the ears, but at the same time we're elongating our spine. So we've got to, as we elongate the spine, we've got to make sure that we keep those shoulders down. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and do our feet. We're going to connect our feet to the earth, or ground as we call it in yoga. So yoga is the union, right, of our mind and our body and our breath. And so that's why at the beginning of our classes, I go through this beginning piece of it just to kind of get that connection happening before we begin moving into our poses. So I want you to really concentrate, really think about connecting your mind to those 4 focal points of both of your feet as you ground those into the earth. And kind of the same thing as you ground your sits bones into the chair. So it's the same concept, right? We're really making that connection, that mind and body connection. All right. So if you would go ahead and place your palms facing up on your thighs. If you like that thumb to middle finger mudra, you can do so. Let's close our eyes. Focus your attention on your heart center. And just begin connecting to that breath. Just feeling your natural inhalation and exhalation. As we connect that third piece of yoga from our mind and our body and our breath. Begin to elongate the breath, inhaling a little more deeply, exhaling a little more completely. Moving into our diaphragmatic breath, engaging our diaphragm. As you inhale, the belly extends. As you exhale, you pull your belly button to your spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Go ahead and do that a few times at your own pace. And breathe normally. We're going to continue with that yoga breath, that diaphragmatic breath. We'll inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5. It'll be something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. So for the final breath, we're going to inhale to 4 counts, and then I want you to exhale just as many counts as you can before you inhale again. Go ahead at your own pace. breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. And drop your chin towards your chest. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And drop your chin towards your chest. Go ahead and look forward. And let's look over our right shoulder. Let's look center and look over your left shoulder. Look center, look over that right shoulder. Take it just a little more deeply. So you're looking over that shoulder just a little bit more. Looking center, and we're going to do that other side. So if you can add a little depth to that stretch, go for it. If that doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. We're just warming things up. Go ahead and look center. Let's roll those shoulders. So we're just feeling the stretch in the neck and through the shoulders, trying to take a little bit of tension out of those shoulders. And lovely. We're going to take our left hand and place it on the right side of that knee. Take your other hand, place it on the chair behind you. Extend the spine long. Look over your shoulder. So I'm stretching into the center of the body. You should be feeling a nice little stretch. Let's release it. And we're going to do the other side. Hand on the outside of the knee. This hand goes on the back side of that chair. Extend the spine long and look over your shoulder. And release it. Roll your shoulders. Maybe you roll them one at a time. And reverse it. All right, let's do a cat and cow. We're going to place our hands on those thighs. Palms are facing down. Belly button to spine. Round your shoulders, tuck your chin, and let the head fall into your cat pose. Go ahead and lift the heart up. Grab the back of your chair and lift your heart as you feel the stretch across the chest, upper arms in our cow pose. Let's do that again. Round it down into cat. Lift it up into cow. Let's add the breath. Inhale into cat. Exhale. Oh, I did it wrong. Inhale into cow. Cat. No. Hang on one second. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. I'll get it. I promise you. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Let's do that one more time. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. And release. One final roll of those shoulders. Whatever. If you want to do one at a time, or if you like the two at a time, that is A-okay. All right. Very good. Okay, we're going to move into our seated warriors real quick. We're going to roll through those just with a pretty nice flow. Then we're going to stand up and continue our poses. So go ahead and take your right knee and open it wide. Let your left knee fall down towards the floor. Up on those back toes. This knee is straight down to the floor. Bring your hands to your heart. Looking over that front knee. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, extend those hands up to the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to move into our warrior two. Extending this leg long. This knee is bent. We're up on the knife edge of that back foot. Look over those right fingertips. Flip that palm up and back Back hand is on that back leg for support. Feel the stretch in that side waist. Let's come back to that warrior two. We're going to do that one more time. Flip that right palm up and reverse your warrior up and back. Looking up at the ceiling if that works for you. Back to your warrior two and face forward. Let's do the other side. Left knee opens wide. Right knee down towards the floor. Up on those back toes, front knee is bent. Bring your hands to your heart. Looking over that front knee, we're going to take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to extend our hands up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to windmill into our warrior two position. Looking over those left fingertips, flip that left palm up to the ceiling. Stretch into your reverse warrior. Let's move back to your warrior two. Remember, squeeze the muscles against the bones in those arms. Looking over those left fingertips. Flip the palm up, and let's do that one more time. Up we go. Stretch the side waist. Back to your warrior two and release. Okay. So, if you want to stay seated, you're going to keep doing what we were just doing. If you're with me, we're going to come to a standing position. So we're going to start with the leg next to the back of the chair. So you're going to take that foot and you're going to place it under the chair so that when you bend your leg touches the chair. But you definitely don't want the knee to be in front of the toes. We're going to take a big step back with that other leg. You notice I'm kind of holding onto my chair for right now, and that's fine. So two things I want you to think about. These back toes, we want them at that 45-degree angle. So not 90, right? So not there, because your hips, I want those hips forward. Take your toes and bring them in. Get those hips facing your chair. Bend your front knee. All right. So kind of get your balance, get everything set. You can hold that chair, that's fine. Or we're going to let go of the chair and bring our hands to our heart. The next thing I want you to think about is pulling your belly button to your spine, lengthening through that tailbone. So really activating your core. This is going to help with balance as well. Bring those hands to that heart. We're going to inhale here, exhale. We're going to have our hands up to the ceiling for a beautiful warrior one pose. Okay, your right hand is going to windmill back as you move into your warrior two pose. All right? Looking over those left fingertips, shoulders are down. Think about where your ribs are located. So if you feel the ribs being a little bit forward, really pull them back, okay? So I kind of think about leaning kind of back down towards this back leg, and it almost is going to put it right in the middle. If you almost kind of think about overcompensating towards the back leg, that's generally going to put everything right in alignment. But what we want is the head to the neck to the spine to be in alignment. I'm looking over those left fingertips. I'm going to flip that palm to the ceiling, and I'm going to lift that hand up. My opposite hand is going to go back on my leg for support. Lift it up, reverse your warrior, come past that midpoint, back to your warrior two. We're going to do that one more time. Flip that palm up, reverse your warrior, back to your warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in those arms. Listen to my voice. Take your back hand and your back leg, and we're going to windmill both up at the same time by your chair. Okay, how did that feel, right? We did this last time pretty much. We didn't do it quite this fast, and we're going to be moving through our poses with a little bit more fluidity. Doesn't mean that we're not going to hold the pose. Go ahead and start moving into your warrior one. So getting that foot up, making sure that knee can touch, standing down that back leg, 45-degree angle, hips are facing forward, hands at heart. It doesn't mean that we're going to hold the pose and we're going to feel that pose, right? So we want to connect that brain to the body like we talked about, that union. So we're definitely going to do that connection, but we are going to move after this first one with just a little bit more fluidity. So we're going to inhale here, belly is tight, tailbone is down, hands to the ceiling. There is your full warrior one, beautiful pose. Okay, take your left arm and we're going to windmill it out and around into our warrior two. Front knee is bent. The other thing I want you to think about are those front toes. Have you got a death grip on that mat with those toes? Let it go, right? So we don't want to be gripping. We want to just kind of let that foot be there, but not try to grip with our toes, okay? All right, let's look over those fingertips, those front fingertips. Flip that front palm up and back into that warrior, that reversed warrior. We're going to come back to that warrior two. Think about strong legs, squeezing the muscles against the bones in those arms, strong upper body. Where are your ribs? Flip it up and back to that reversed warrior. We're going to come back to that warrior two. We're going to take that back hand and that back leg, and we're going to come up to a standing position by our chair, and we're going to come to the other side. All right, let's go ahead and move into our warrior one. Hips are forward, front knee is bent. Hands to heart, take a deep breath in. On an exhale, hands to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to move into our warrior two pose. Flip that front palm up and back. Feel the stretch in the side waist. Let's come back to that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in your arms. Flip that palm up. Back to that reverse warrior. Move to your warrior two and windmill back to a standing position. And come to the other side. Go ahead and get that foot back underneath the chair, bending that front knee. Remember that back foot is at that angle, hips face forward. Hands to heart, take a deep breath in. I just remembered I needed to pull my belly button in. I felt that arch in my back. Hands here, that was my connection, right? My body, my mind and body connection. Hands to the ceiling, inhale here. Exhale, move into that warrior two. Whew, right? Flip that palm up and back. Back to that warrior two. One more time, flip that palm up and back. Excuse me, back to that warrior two, windmill all the way up to a standing position. Come to the other side. All right, we're going to do one new thing today, one new thing, only if you feel up to it. It's all up to you. We're going to come into that warrior one. Remember, belly tight, lengthen, hands to heart, up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to move to that warrior two. Now, as we move into our reverse warrior, if you feel confident and comfortable with your back, you want to bring your hand, instead of it being on this leg for support, you want to bring it back behind your back. Go for it. And I will tell you, let's come back to that warrior two. There are many days when I do not do it that way. There are many days when I have my hand here for support. Just for whatever reason, my body is not wanting me to do it this way. And windmill up. So I want you to listen to your body. We're going to come to the other side. So it's super important to know what's going on for you, that mind and body connection, hands to heart, because it could be belly tight, lengthen that tailbone down, inhale here, exhale, hands to the ceiling. It could be that today it works and tomorrow it doesn't, right? Move into your warrior two, looking over those front fingertips. Let's reverse that warrior up and back. You can be here with your hand on your leg. It just gives you a little extra support. I feel like I get a little deeper stretch, honestly, that way. Or you can have your hand behind your back. And up you go. Are we ready? We're going to windmill it up. Oh, and let's take a seat. So, take a little sip of water. Today was the flow for our three warriors. And we did it with the chair, so that we had a little bit of extra stability with that chair right there, right? You could grab it, you could hold it, your knee was on it. Just gives you a little stability. You'll see next week we're going to move into some a little deeper of these same three poses. And we will be using the chair less from a standing position. So I'm just kind of giving you a little heads up about what's coming. But it's all great, right? And you know that we've got the chair there, we can use it for support, but it's going to be just a little bit different. But I think you're going to like it. All right. Let's go ahead and take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide. We're going to move into that Lord of the Fishes pose. I love this pose. It gives us so many stretches, right? So inner thigh is stretching. We're going to bring this arm around our body and we're going to grab our chair. We're going to lift the crown of the head to the ceiling and look over the back of your chair. So you're not looking at me now. You're looking over the back of your chair and the center of the body is getting quite a stretch. Your inside thighs are getting quite a stretch. Let's release that and we're going to do that one more time. Come across the body, grab the chair, lift and twist. We're really feeling that stretch. All right, and release it. So I want to go ahead and take that knee down towards the floor, push that leg back into a crescent lunge and lift the heart. I know we don't normally do this one at the end of class, but I just felt like it today because we really did work our legs and I kind of wanted to give them just a little extra stretch. We're going to release that, move back into that crescent lunge again. So it's kind of like thinking about the back of the kneecap up towards the ceiling, right? You feel that? Stretch. All right, release it. Same leg, we're going to stick it out in front of us, toes to the ceiling. We're going to lift our heart and we're going to let that heart fall forward. So there's pyramid pose. We're going to lift our heart and we're going to do that one more time. Don't forget, extend the spine long first. Then just let that heart fall forward. Keeping the back flat will maximize the stretch in that hamstring. All right, let's move into our pigeon, seated pigeon. We're going to turn ankle to ankle or place that ankle on that knee. All right, so extend the spine long first, let the heart fall forward. So just a nice stretch for that hip glute, that whole area there. We worked it pretty hard too. All right, remember, let's rock our baby. Do you remember last time, if you want to add your elbow to your knee, place your chin right there on those hands. You still want to get the spine long though, and then you kind of release into that, feeling that little extra stretch. It's up to you. I call it yogi's choice, right? All right, let's rock that baby again. And do one more, whichever one you like. All right, release it. We got to do the other side now. Let that knee come open. So we're going to start with that Lord of the Fishes pose. We're going to come across our body, grab the chair, crown of the head, lifts, turn, look over the back of your chair. Feel the stretch. Let's release that and do it one more time. Come across, lift, and twist. So now you're looking over the back of the chair. You're not looking at me. You're looking the other way. And release it. Let's let that knee fall towards the floor as we push that foot back behind us into our crescent lunge. Lifting the heart up. Feeling that nice stretch in that front side of this body, of this leg. We're getting that hip flexor as well. Let's release that and do it one more time. All right, face forward into our pyramid pose. We're going to extend this leg long. Toes are to the ceiling. Lift the spine, right? And then hinge forward. Okay, we're going to do that again. Remember, extend first before you hinge. We always want to lengthen that spine before we engage it in any kind of hinging motion or movement, bending. All right, now ankle to ankle or ankle to knee. Lift and lean forward. Back is flat. Nice stretch. All right, let's rock our baby. Remember, you can always flutter your butterfly if that's a preference. Extend the spine. Place that elbow there on the front, on top of that knee, the front part of the knee. Just giving it a little gentle pressure. And release it. Rock your baby. And final version, your choice. Whichever you like, go for it. 1/3. Final stretch into that hip area. And release it. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. You can lean back now if you wish. Close your eyes. And if you don't like closing your eyes, you can just look down at your lap. It's fine. Palms are facing up. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. From our daily motivator at greatday.com. Envision, imagine, dream, love. The value of a vision does not depend on how practical it is. The value of a vision is in how meaningful it is. The value of a story is not in how factual it is. The value of a story is in how inspiring it is. The value of a dream is not in whether you achieve it or not. The value of a dream is in the person you become, the life you live in pursuit of that dream. It's fine that your dream is impossible as long as it is compelling. It's perfectly okay that your story gets the facts wrong as long as you get the truth right. Within you, there are no rules, no constraints on what you can imagine and feel and love. No limits exist on the magnificent castles you can build with such freedom. The richness you nurture within also finds its way out into your life, into your world. Envision, imagine, dream, love without restraint, and be stronger, inspired, and highly motivated in everything you do. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Extend the left hand towards the floor, palm facing down. Flip the palm up towards the ceiling. And release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. And release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Extend the right arm. Flip your palm towards the ceiling. And release it. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, this will be available on our Bottoms Down Chair Yoga YouTube channel later on this afternoon. And I will see you next time.